Shalom laha alahayim, peace to the gods. Nawathan kahalayim la Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai Bahasham Racha Hakodash. Giving all praises to Yahweh in the name of His Son Yahweh Shai, in the name of the Holy Spirit. Double honors unto the elder apostles, elder bishops, and head elders of all the camps of Great Millstone, GMS Udu Ruwa. Salutation and peace and blessings be unto the house of David, the hopeful elect scattered abroad, starting with the 144,000 governing body, 12,000 men of each tribe of Israel, and the remaining 1/3 of men, women, and children, who are not only believers of the Gospels, but a doer, right? A doing the commandments that was taught, right? Rehearsing the righteous acts. To you, I say shalom. It's your brother Tazapanya Banyamyan of the Sons Yashali Camp out here in Colorado Springs, Colorado. Lord willing, just edifying to the elect. So as you can see in the topic, all right, control the money, control your life, man. All right, and he's about to bring it out. But first, I want to bring up the precept, which we all know. Revelation chapter 13, verse 16 and 17. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. So let's get right into it.
CBDC, central bank digital currencies, are being implemented and tested right now today all around the world. Central banks are doing it. They're going for it with one end in mind: to control your money. And if they can control your money, they can control your life.
You hear that? So the reason why these CBDCs is coming out is because they want to control the money, in essence, controlling your life. If you control somebody's life, you're their master, right? And you're the slave, okay? And that's what they want. So I'm going to play a little bit more around this, and then we're going to understand this actual nature of the central bank digital currency, all right? Talked about by Richard Werner, all right?
And in this video, I'm going to talk about the steps that are being taken today, what you can do, the actions you need to take, because of what is being displayed so far is already beyond we should be allowing, and yet they have much more planned. I'll get into all that. Let's begin with this. I'm bringing the biggest news up front. I want you to see this. If you haven't already, Brazilian CBDC code could allow the government to... It is in the code. It is written there. It is not a secret, and I will show you in a second that the actual code, the links will be in the description under the sources. As opponents, the central bank digital currencies warn that digital fiat could give governments a greater degree of control over people's lives. A blockchain developer in Brazil who claims to have reverse engineered the source code for the country's pilot CBDC says he discovered functions within the code that would allow the central authority to freeze funds or reduce balances.
So notice, right? The first thing is Brazilian CBDC. What does the letter B in the BRICS block stand for? Brazil. All right. So this is the so-called Russian allies, right? Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. All right. That are having CBDCs. All right. So it shows you that anybody that is on even the so-called Eastern Russian conglomerate is even on the same page as the West. Okay, eventually they'll start really, really beefing with each other. But for right now, the elite has them all in control. When I say the elite, I'm talking about the Amalekites, right? These international banking families of the tribe of Amalek, of the nation of Edom, that is ruling the world. Job 9:24. Okay?
Now you got to think about things that have happened before in the past where they have actually gone about this and actually stopped people's accounts. They have done it. They'll do it again. With the CBDC, they have full disclosure and full control. They can implement this instantly. As soon as you end up on their naughty list, you're gone. You don't have access to your bank account. Now, maybe it was an accident. Maybe it was somebody with the same name. How many of those on the no-fly list ended up in these circumstances? Well, that could be you, and that's why this is not a good thing. And yet, every government is going about it, but it goes even beyond.
Notice how he said every government.
That because they're not willing to simply.
So if every government is coming out with the CBDC, that means every government has to be a part of the reset and crash the old system, right? So now let's go to Zephaniah. This is Zephaniah chapter 1, verse 10, and it reads, "And it shall come to pass in that day, saith Yahweh, that there shall be the noise of a cry from the fish gate, and an howling from the second, and a great crashing from the hills." Right? And hills are small mountains. Mountains are symbolic for governments. So hills are smaller governments. So even all the small nations that are connected to the bigger ones, mainly America, by being the so-called world reserve currency, when they reset that fiat US dollar, everything else is going to get the ripple effect. And it's going to crash, which is all orchestrated to bring about these CBDCs.
Do this within their own borders. No, now we are going to actually give up even further control by connecting in with a super international body such as the BIS, the Bank for International Settlements. So imagine the BIS is at the top. They are the ones that facilitate the transactions in between the other central banks, so you have even less authority and control over the whole circumstance. Now that doesn't sound very fun. So we've got to geographically diversify where our investments are. We need to make better decisions. Let's get into that more in a second. I wanted to cover a couple of notes here.
Yeah, well, that's pretty much out of it. You feel me? Who cares about diversifying? Because all of our chips is in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah. Even Yahweh Shah said, "Let your eye be single." All right, and seek ye first the kingdom of heaven. Right, and all these things will be added unto you. So we're not diversifying what we want to see. Okay.
Cats and dogs.
Let's play this. So now, every government is coming out with central banks, digital currencies. Watch this.
Now, perhaps the most concerning part of this all to me is what you mentioned on a recent interview you did with Ira Cummings. You said that since 2015, it's been the elite's plan to have the CBDC integrated into humanity via a microchip implanted under each person's skin. Can you tell us a little bit more about how you discovered this plan, and is that truly our soon future?
So notice, since 2015, he's been saying this, but through the Spirit, at least just on YouTube, the prophet's been saying this, Elder Apostle Tahar on down, since 2007. All right.
Of course,
So he says, of course.
This, you will find that there is this movement called transhumanism,
and honestly, when I first woke up, going into that singularity, transhumanism, artificial intelligence, what else? Even the 5G shit, all this technological advances that they want. You see what I'm saying? Mixing that so-called robot computer with the human being, Slakia. And that's pretty much going to be done with that implant, with that chip, man. And that's why it was so deep and made so much sense when I heard the elders, apostles, break down the MOTB.
It's all about implanting essentially electronic devices into the human body. In my view, wholly and entirely ethically unacceptable. It's a violation of human dignity. Where is the human dignity here? They sell it as an improvement. These will be, and you've got all these sort of Hollywood productions to support this idea. These will be superhumans. They'll be enhanced. They'll be, able to think faster. They'll be able to access the internet by just using their thought. Elon Musk is has invested a lot in this project of brain implants. So all that is actually happening. We know about that, and there's experiments, and we know also in some countries like Sweden, microchip implants have been used now for quite a few years. There's a grain of rice between your thumb and your fingers, and that's used as your wallet, your passport, your door key, to start various equipment and your computer, whatever you want. And so just telling this as being very convenient. Come on, I mean.
See, conveniency is going to be people's downfall. And that's part of the deception of this physical counterpart of the spiritual demon Satan, the devil that the Bible speaks of, the Edomite. He's going to deceive you with convenience to take that, and that's how he's going to cause all, by putting your back against the wall.
You think about it, the benefits and convenience are so minimal, it's a joke really, but of course that is a massive step towards total control. Now and
I'm going to pretty much leave it there. Y'all got the gist of it. Control your money, control your life. So it's coming. It's MOTB and these CBDCs, the true nature of it. And it's going to be in stages. We know how Esau works with gradualism. All right? But it's going to come swiftly, right? Tarry for it, wait for it, for not tarry. Roughly paraphrasing. So with that, man, I'm going to say Barak Dayaw, Barak Dayaw, Shah, Lord willing, I was edifying to the elect. Until the next time, Shalom.